This incredible machine makes the chips in our phones. A tiny droplet of tin is fired and hit with powerful laser pulses, creating a plasma which emits extreme ultraviolet light. The light is shaped and tuned to etch precise patterns into chips, and layers of transistors are built up in nanoscale cities. The machine weighs as much as 180 cars and has 100,000 parts. Shipping it takes 40 freight containers, 20 trucks, and 3 cargo planes. And it's a small part of a huge industry. At Intel's factories, chips travel hundreds of miles from tool to tool as processors are built up on each wafer. In the 1970s, chips contained a few thousand transistors, each the size of a human hair. Today, chips hold billions of them at around 100 atoms across. And in a couple of years, there will be more transistors on Earth than human cells. Shrinking transistors have enabled extraordinary advances, like Pong on the first games console, the Magnavox Odyssey. We went from one big computer per company,
the giant electronic brain developed by Remington Rand. UNIVAC will give you the right answer,
to carrying the internet in our pockets.
Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone. And here it is.
We took a joyride on the moon. Billions climbed out of poverty. We built online identities, groups, campaigns, and conspiracy theories. We collaborated, dated, and self-educated. Hundreds of thousands joined Harvard's online computer science course. Films became unreal, and it became hard to tell what was real. We mapped our genes and edited them, taking control of our evolution. Shrinking transistors reshaped the world, but we're now reaching the scale of atoms, the end of the road. Or perhaps with a clever hack, the start of a new revolution with powerful, affordable quantum computers giving us extraordinary new abilities. After decades of work, we have quantum algorithms that will lead to profound advances, but they require precise calculations. Conventional computers are extremely reliable. Even a simple app like your web browser will execute billions of operations on individual bits. If just one of those operations fails and, say, flips a bit, then you could see an error or even a crash. Yet this rarely happens. Crashes are usually errors in a program, not hardware failures. Computers avoid errors by using a huge number of different states to represent 0 and 1. So if a single electron leaks from one region to another, it won't change the result. A quantum computer can't do this because it must use elementary units. Google and IBM use superconducting qubits cooled to incredibly low temperatures to make them easier to control. IBM plans to link many huge dilution fridges as one computer, and other teams are using lasers to suspend atoms in ultra-high vacuums. Photonic quantum computers are also advancing. One performed a task in 200 seconds that would take 2 billion years on a supercomputer, but it was a specialist task. All these ideas could be compared to early experimental conventional computers. It took decades to learn how to pack millions of regular bits into a computer. Do we need to wait for quantum computers to mature in the same way? There might be a big shortcut. If we could adapt silicon chip factories to make quantum computer chips, we could have 1 billion physical qubits on one small chip. Transistors have shrunk to the point where they could be adjusted to become qubits, transforming the chips in your pocket into quantum chips. To see how it works, let's have a look inside your phone. The electrodes change voltage, adjusting the puddles to store information. To hack this into a quantum computer, we don't need to change the materials, we just need to lower the temperature. The electrons become less excited, so we can see exactly how many there are and control them individually. And instead of using the number of electrons to store information, we use their orientation, known as spin. Each electrode can turn its electron up or down, like rotating a magnet. And because this is quantum physics, the electrons can face up and down at the same time and be in multiple locations at once. To set and change the state of a qubit, we can use pulses of microwave energy to flip the qubit up or down, or into a superposition of both. Next, we need the qubits to interact with each other so they can compute. The wave functions can be controlled by adjusting voltages, allowing us to entangle our electron qubits. Finally, we need to see the result of the computation, which is tricky because we can't see whether the electrons are up or down. But we can figure it out because we know that two electrons with the same spin can't be in the same space. If it won't go, we know they're a match. And we've now converted the chip into a powerful quantum computer, which can be manufactured in the millions in today's factories. The aim is to make a lateral move from the most advanced technologies achieved by vast global efforts over decades. And some key elements have been achieved.
Silicon qubits are amongst the best there are. They've been shown to maintain their fragile quantum state for seconds, minutes, or even hours, and they can be controlled with very high accuracy. We've measured individual electrons and found that the spin, which is used to represent the 0 or the 1 of the qubit, can remain stable for as long as 9 seconds.
While thousands of qubits in huge machines would accelerate drug discovery, 1 billion qubits on one chip would revolutionize medicine. Some believe we'll never see personal quantum computers, and while much more research is needed, we've been here before. The grandfather of computers used 18,000 vacuum tubes, also called thermionic valves, and Popular Mechanics wrote that computers of the future may have only 1,000 vacuum tubes. Fanciful as it seems, they could even weigh just 1.5 tons. And Charles Darwin said, "It is very possible that one machine would suffice to solve all the problems from the whole country." Soon after this, the transistor was invented to replace vacuum tubes. Even after personal computers emerged, a computer company boss said, "There is no reason an individual would ever want a computer in their home." But small, cheap computers changed the world, moving millions from factories to the new collaborative world of the Internet. And affordable quantum computers could spark a new era of collaboration with AI. Of course, AI is also expected to remove millions of jobs. During the pandemic, many companies replaced people with robots. And while a human can answer one call at a time, a chatbot can handle thousands. But there could also be remarkable upsides. Affordable, democratized quantum computing could give us greater AI power than today's companies draw from supercomputers, and the AI collaboration has already begun. Some of this car's parts look like tendons and muscles because AI optimized them to minimize weight while maximizing strength and safety. AI can work with us in most fields, researching, creating, optimizing, and testing. It can help us design digital worlds where there are no material costs to limit creativity.
Fashion industry is one of the most polluting industries in the world. For wearing it once on social media, you can buy digitally. We started with like 5 designers. Now we have over 80. It's just an opportunity to create something that doesn't have gravity or the textures that would never exist in real life.
When AI beat the world's best Go player, it used moves never imagined in 4,000 years of playing the game. It could be an interesting teammate for us all. But who owns the game? AI is projected to add $15 trillion to the global economy by 2030, more than the current output of China and India combined. And virtual worlds are already immensely valuable. Leaked documents suggest Facebook wants to own them, collectively called the metaverse, buying or stamping out competition. The idea has sparked fears of a dystopian future, with Mark Zuckerberg controlling what we can say, monitoring everything we do, and owning the new reality. With people working, dating, and buying land in the metaverse, a sole owner would be incredibly powerful.
I want to learn what you guys do in here.
Pretty much everything that you would do in the real world.
I knew I had really made friends forever when they asked me to go to a comedy club. My presence in it, and the presence of all these other people, felt really real.
Do you guys have wine?
Yeah, of course. Wine, everything you want. Just imagine.
I even felt awkward when the comedian hit on my avatar.
You're the girl that I was trying to find out your name, but I can't because my hands all. I'm trying to be subtle.
Fortunately, it will be hard for Facebook to take control, as billions already enjoy virtual worlds. 200 million children play Roblox, where they can build things, learn the basics of coding, and create and sell their own games. Just as computers take care of basic tasks, AI will free us to focus on more interesting things, like creating new digital worlds.
I sometimes miss this version of us.
Me too.
Or new drugs to cure diseases, or perhaps teaching our AI friends new skills.
Boom. Boom.
Programmable robots are charming people into learning together. Microsoft, Apple, Google, Amazon, and Disney all started in someone's garage. It's too soon to say how things will shape up this time, but the best way to predict, enhance, and democratize the future is to invent it.